backs, in between fingers, the nail beds, and the wrists. So that's what you're gonna write for that section, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and jump to the next box on our worksheet, and that says doing the dishes, okay? So we're gonna go ahead next, and we're going to do doing the dishes. All right, so when we do the dishes, we're going to go to our sink. We're going to, right here, we're gonna take our stopper like this. We wanna make sure we put it in like this. This is upside down. If you put it in upside down, it's really annoying to get out. So you wanna put it in this way, or if you have a white stopper, there's no upside down. It's obvious which way it goes. So you're gonna put it in the sink. That's your regular sink. So if you look over here, this is the garbage disposal. You want to put it in your regular sink over here, okay? Then we're going to go and we're going to put soap, and we're just going to put just a few drops. We don't need a ton of soap in there. And we're going to fill that up with hot soapy water over here. So we're going to keep letting that fill up. While that's filling up, we're going to get 3 racks. We need 3 racks. So all the drawers and cupboards are labeled. You're gonna look for the one that's labeled rags. You're gonna pull out 3 of them, okay? So you might need to use like maybe another one for drying, but you really only need like 3 rags, okay? One is for washing the dishes, one is for drying the dishes, and one is for wiping the counters, okay? So 3 will work. Sometimes you might need up to 5 though, just so that you're aware, okay? So, and you want to fill this all the way till it gets to the top. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to turn it off now, but you want to fill it till it's practically full of water. Does anyone know the purpose of the filling up the sink with hot soapy water? Why do we do that? Yeah, Bennett.
To kill the bacteria.
To kill the bacteria for what? For when we're doing what? When we're washing the dishes. So we're gonna put the dishes in there, they're gonna soak, okay? Now we wanna get our rags ready at the beginning of the lab. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the rag wet. So you wanna get your rag wet like this. You're gonna just kind of get it damp. And then you're gonna put soap right in the center. I'm almost out of soap. Need to buy more soap. Okay, and you're gonna suds it up like this. So doing this is gonna help suds the rag so that it's nice and sudsy like that. And this is the rag you're gonna use for washing dishes, okay? Then you're gonna get your other rag. This one is gonna be for cleaning of the counters, and you're gonna get this one ready too. So you're gonna wet it, hot soapy water, or well, hot water first. And then you're gonna add the soap into this one as well. And you're gonna suds this one too. Okay, and then you're going to put it on the counter or near the counter for when it's time. We're gonna save this one to be dry for when it's time to dry the dishes. When you're washing the dishes, let's say that I just cooked and I have some dishes ready to go, we're gonna put them in the sink like this. There's one dish that we never put in the sink with the hot soapy water. Does anyone know what it is? Rio.
Knives?
The knife, the sharp knife. The sharp knife, if we had a sharp knife that was dirty, that needed to be washed, we would set it on the side of the counter like this and not put it in the hot soapy water. How come we don't put it in the hot soapy water? Yeah.
They'll get cut, like you might grab the wrong one, it's like on the wrong blade, the wrong side of the blade, and so you get cut. And
That's right. So if we reach in there, we can't see because there's bubbles and dirt and food particles, whatever. We might accidentally grab the blade and cut ourselves. And so it's important that we keep it on the side of the sink and wash it separately for safety purposes. Now when it's time to wash the dishes, you're going to, it should be soaking in the hot soapy water. Then you're going to take your rag, you're going to scrub the dish thoroughly with your rag, making sure that it's all the way clean, okay? And if it's not coming off, it might need to soak a little bit longer. Maybe you need to run it under some different hot water. Okay, when you're done washing it, you're gonna bring it over to the other side. You're gonna rinse it with the hot water. And then when you're all done rinsing it and it feels clean, you don't feel any grease, you're gonna stick it in the dish drying rack. Then another person in your group who's in charge of drying is going to dry the dish out thoroughly, okay, with the drying rag, all right? And then you're gonna look at the labels, and this is a bowl, just a regular bowl. So I'm gonna put it in the cupboard that says bowls, okay? So you'll just look on the labels to see where stuff goes. If you're not sure or you can't find out where it's supposed to go, you wanna ask Mrs. Martin and just say, hey, I'm not sure where this is supposed to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the bowls, and then it's put away, okay? So that's what happens when you're doing the dishes, is you're gonna follow that procedure. Hot soapy water, rinse with hot water, let it dry, use the drying rag to dry it, and put it away where it's supposed to go. Okay, so for doing dishes, we're gonna write a couple things down here. We're going to fill sink with hot soapy water. We're going to rinse. We're going to put in drying rack. And then another person is going to dry and put it away. Okay? And then the last thing, which I forgot to demonstrate over there, is when you're all done, you're gonna drain the sink and you're gonna dry the sink out. Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate that really quick. So when you're all done, you're all done cleaning, everything's done in your whole unit, you're going to drain your sink. We're gonna pretend those are washed there. Okay, get everything rinsed out thoroughly here. And you're gonna get paper towels. You can also use a dry rag for this too if there's not enough paper towels. And you're just gonna go ahead and dry the sink out all around the sink here, in the back area, back over here. And you wanna just dry everything out so that it's nice and clean. Oops, dropped that rag. Make sure everything's nice and dry. Then you would go ahead and throw away that paper towel in the trash can. And if you were all done, you would put all your rags in the laundry basket. But that's only if you're all done. Don't put them in there until you're all done. All right, so that is how you do the dishes. The next thing we're gonna talk about is the counters. Okay, you just prepare the rag like I showed you before with the soap and the warm water, and then you're gonna scrub. This is not scrubbing, okay? This is like casual wiping and it doesn't get clean. If you're gonna scrub, you gotta really put your back into it and scrub back and forth like this using elbow grease. We're going to scrub the counters. We're going to scrub the outside of the microwave. We're going to scrub all the other counters. We want to lift up our dish drying rack. We want to get under there. We want to scrub around our stove. We want to get all around the burners like that. We want to clean the clock area and the knobs as well. And last but not least, we want to wipe down our stand mixer as well. So it's nice and clean. We're also going to, when it's all done, we're going to wipe down our table. So we would take everything off our table, we'd move all of our stuff, we would close our books, and we'd stack them up over here. I like to usually put them on a chair. So there'll be a different person who's in charge of counters and a different person who's in charge of doing the table. But you want to scrub the table down, get it nice and clean. You don't need to dry, they'll dry on their own, unless you get like a huge puddle on them. So we just want to get everything nice and clean here. And we also want to wipe down our chairs as well, and I'm not going to demonstrate that for you, but we want to wipe down our chairs too, okay? All right, so that is everything for counters. So we're going to come over here and write down for counters on our board. The things that you need to know for counters. Use a wet soapy rag. You also want to scrub counters, stove, clock area, microwave, and the stand mixer. And somebody else is going to do the tables and chairs in your group. Okay, so those are the things we want to get for the counters right there. Okay, so the next thing that we're worrying about is sweeping. So for sweeping, we're going to come back here again. We're going to grab a broom and a dustpan. There we go. I'm going to get a broom and a dustpan. Okay, and when we sweep our unit, we want to get underneath the ledges. We're also going to be sweeping under the table as well. So we want to move our chairs out. I'm just gonna do this one here at the time. We're going to move our chairs out. We're going to sweep underneath the covered ledges right here. Underneath those covered ledges, get everything into a nice little pile. Then we're going to get underneath the table. Get everything swept out really well. Then we're going to take our dustpan. We're going to choke up on the broom. Get everything in our dustpan right here. Take that over to the trash, and then we'll put the broom back. Okay, and let's see. So for sweeping, the things we need to remember are getting under the ledges, getting under the table, and putting the broom back in the closet area. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do is the getting of the ingredients and the lab sheets, but I'm gonna demonstrate those in different video.